Hi, everybody. So, hi, Petrus, if you're still in here. Hi, Liam. Hello, George. Jenn's in the bathroom trying to get her hair dried, and all that good stuff. And, I think she might have expected me to wait till she got done, but, you know, this is my live stream, so I'm going live anyway. Hey, Peter. Hey, my second act. Hey, Peter. She didn't mute this computer, so I'm trying to figure out how to do it.
If you just go there, and then there's a sound button at the very bottom, and you put it all the way down. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, now. Hi, Lindsay. Yeah, right. It's what I try to tell her. But she thinks, you know, when she has 5 minutes left that she needs to take a shower and get her hair all did and, you know, all that stuff. And she won't listen. I mean, it's not like anybody knows she stinks on the live, you know. Hi, Mike. Hello, DJ.
Okay.
Now look, she finally decided to show up.
I'm here.
I mean, I had to wait until she turned the hairdryer off so I could, you know, where it wouldn't be bothering you guys before I could even turn it on.
Anywho, I hope everybody's had a good week. We had a couple days here where it was warm-ish. I think Wednesday and Thursday we got into the 40s.
Yeah.
And it wasn't too bad. Now it's cold as heck again.
DJ said he's typing in the dark.
Oh. Thanks, Lindsay. I had to brush it and wash it and
Hi, Jody.
Hi, Jody. How's it going?
So yeah, I don't even know what we're going to talk about today, guys.
I don't either.
So my cousin over at the record service, he got a 2019, I think, Chevrolet pickup that was wrecked in the front. So I've been over there getting it ready to tear apart. I had to go clean the shop all up so we could even get it in the shop. And got it in there. I got the front bumper off of it yesterday. Got a few things off of it yesterday, but wound up being lazy today and didn't even go over there. It was just a little too cold already today, all day today, so I said to heck with it. I'm going to be lazy and stay at home. And me and Jenn went grocery shopping. And
For the meetup?
Yeah, for the meetup.
Partially grocery shopping.
So we got 18 racks of ribs.
So 90 pounds of spare ribs.
And 150 pounds of
chicken.
Thighs and leg quarters. Or what is it called?
Yeah.
Leg quarters, yeah.
So we couldn't pass it up.
39 cents a pound for the chicken, guys, and we loaded up on it. And
yeah, we did.
Then it was what, 90?
It was $13.99 for 15 pounds of ribs.
Yeah, less than $1 a pound for the ribs.
So we bought as much as we thought we had room for.
Yeah.
They also had brisket on sale for $3 a pound, but we ran out of money.
I mean, shoot,
didn't have room for it.
If the weather keeps up like it is, we can just stack it all out in the yard. I mean,
Yeah.
it ain't no...
We're just joking, guys. We know how to handle food. But, you know, he is right. I mean, it wouldn't thaw out for sure. Surprise, I made it. Hey, Larry.
Hey, Larry.
We missed saying hi to...
Neil. Hi, Neil.
Cassandra and Neil.
Oh, I didn't see Cassandra. Hi, Cassandra.
Yep. And then Cece. Did you say hi to Cece?
No, we just left his house. Why would I say hi to him?
Do I smell better now, Cece? Hey, Katie. Yeah, so we got 240 pounds of meat for less than $145. It was $143 and some change. So
yeah,
240 pounds for $145.
Hi, Kim. I didn't see you in here. Did you say something already? Because I didn't see it if you did. Is this? Oh, yeah. No, it's on Top Chat.
Is my cup in your way? Oops, sorry. Your thingy came open.
What'd you do?
The battery. I don't know. I knocked it over.
You broke it.
Just what a steal on the meat. Wow, I know. Our
Yeah.
grocery store here has excellent deals. And so our freezers are usually pretty stocked because when chicken goes on sale for 39 cents a pound, you can bet we're going to put every dollar that we have extra into our freezer.
Yep. Hey, Anson.
Because normally, you know, you're lucky if you can get it for 99 cents a pound. So when you get it for a third of the price, like, you stock up.
You're exactly right. That's why I can't have nice things.
What?
You broke my thing.
Oh, I know. If it's not me, it's the kids. Mostly the kids. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Hey, Sean, how's it going?
Yeah, we're trying to stay warm. We got the fireplace going. And I think I've got the freeze dryer going too, so that might be contributing to keeping it warm in here also. Hey, Mike, how's it going?
What?
Yeah, kids will break everything. Yes, they will.
Whatever happened?
And if they don't break it, they'll lose it.
Not me.
Truck that turned over with the chickens near us? I don't know.
We'd never.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
what you're talking about. I don't know.
Yep, we don't know nothing about that.
But I've had that happen before. I mean, we buried probably 45,000 pounds of turkeys on the side of I-40 one time.
I got something stuck in my tooth and it's bothering me. Hey, Rochelle, how's it
Hey,
going?
Rochelle.
I don't care how much rain we are getting next week. I just want the warmth. I agree, Anson. I am over winter already.
Well, hi, Sheila. I didn't see you in here.
Hi, Sheila.
My secretary said that's why we got such a good deal on chicken.
Possibly, I don't know. Although it happens several times a year.
Yeah, they do
feeding,
this a lot.
Yeah, when we were feeding our community, most of the time we would get the chicken when it was 39 cents a pound or less. I think we've even gotten as cheap as like 29 cents a pound before.
Yeah.
But
yeah, they just have these huge sales every now and then, and you know, they'll get pork chops and
pork roasts
and stuff on sale for like 99 cents a pound, and you know, whenever we find those deals, we stock up most of the time. We went ahead and purchased all this for the meetup just in case you know, we need it. We're not exactly sure how it's all going to work out. So, hi Gladys. We're not exactly sure how it's all going to work out, but because it was so cheap, Mike over at DD5, he's going to reimburse us on some of it, and
we'll cover the cost of some of it.
Yeah, we'll cover the cost of some of it, and you know, we might as well do it while it's here and cheap.
Because any donations that we get for the meetup are going towards a fundraiser to benefit Western Yale County Elementary and Boonville Elementary School, and then we still have yet to pick a veterans organization in the area. So the more money we can save on food and other expenses, that's just more dollars that go to the cause that we're raising money for.
For the community, yeah.
Right. So just because we anticipate getting donations from sponsors and things like that doesn't mean that we should spend that money recklessly. So we still want to be good stewards of our resources. So
Anson, when she's done, tell her I need some done too.
yeah. Hey, actually, we don't. Like, this is the first time in forever that I can say that we don't have a pile of dirty laundry.
And it's the first time in forever that all of our clothes are in a dresser.
Right, other than like what's over here on the table
that we
still
haven't
needs to be folded
put in the
away.
dresser yet. But
we're down to the point where we don't even have enough laundry to do another load of laundry. There's just a few things in the washing machine waiting to be washed, which is quite a feat because when you have a family of 6, and we still have Dayton's clothes here too. Dayton hasn't been home in a couple of weeks, but family of 7, that's a lot of laundry, and it's really hard to stay on top of.
Oh no, she had to go to the laundromat because their washer's broken. That
Oh, dang.
stinks
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Hey James.
When we move to Arkansas, we're going to be doing laundry semi-old-fashioned-ish. So, I've had to do this before because I grew up off-grid. But you just run a garden hose into your washer and fill it up. And you make sure that hose that drains is like hanging on something. And then when it's time to drain, you have to throw the hose down on the ground so that it'll drain. And then, and then we're going to be hanging our clothes up because at least until we can get a propane dryer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we won't have.
And we're still going to have to run a generator even with a propane dryer because
Right.
we still got to have an electric motor.
Yeah. Neil just said they just bought a brand new washer and dryer.
Man.
I've never
I bet that was a pretty
had
penny.
a brand new washer and dryer.
I did
It's
that.
always been like $50 specials off of Facebook.
I did that one time whenever I had my trucking company and I was making good money. I went and bought, whenever they very first come out, the front load washer and the front load dryer, and it wasn't cheap. It was like, I want to say then probably almost $2,000 for the washer and dryer. And the washer, within the first 3 months, I had to replace the door seal, the front seal on it, like 4 different times. And I finally just threw it out the window and went and bought a cheap washing machine and junked that freaking $900 washing machine.
Oh, Neil said it's finance. Yeah. That explains it. We try not to finance stuff. At this moment, the only things that we have financed are our land in Arkansas and our tractor.
Yep.
Everything else that we have is bought and paid for in full, including the current property that we live on in Oklahoma. And it feels pretty darn good to be close to debt-free. I bought a pair from Rent-A-Center, cost me $3,000, and the ex got dang.
Oh man.
Yeah, and the thing is you paid $3,000 from Rent-A-Center, and it was probably $700 worth of stuff that you were able to pay cash. I fell into that one time, but generally we just like look for, if one of ours goes out, we usually just search Facebook and find one for under $100.
Yeah, I think the last one I bought, I think we give $100 for it, and it is a really nice washing machine.
It's old, but old in the sense it's probably at least 5 years old.
Oh, I'd say probably older than that. But
and then our dryer is even, our dryer was only a year old when we bought it, but the lady who had it before us, her kids tore it up. So you have to lift up on the door and shut it at the same time, otherwise the door won't shut. And it doesn't like to latch very good, so if you have something in there that's kind of heavy, like the straps on overalls, or if you put a pair of shoes or something in there, it hits the door and knocks it open.
Yeah.
But we are thankful that we have a dryer. There was a lot of years I went when the kids were little, before I met Wiley, without a washer or dryer, and y'all should have seen me because going to the laundromat costs a lot. You could easily spend $100 at the laundromat just doing your a good amount of clothes.
Yep.
And when you're talking one of those big washers costs $7-8 just to wash, and then that's like $10 a load. Of course you're doing 4 loads at once, but still, I'd be in the bathtub. I'd put the clothes in the bottom of the bathtub and fill it up, and then get in there and put some soap in it and use my feet to swish it around, and then I'd have to wring it out, and then I'd have to hang dry them. It was bad.
Hey, Ford dude.
We were the people at the laundromat. There was 2 rows at the one I used to go to, and we'd take up the entire other wall. So
Yeah.
6 or 7 other people would only have one wall, and we'd have 3.
Yeah. When I'd go to the laundromat, I'd literally fill up 4 or 5 washing machines, big ones, not standard size ones, and take up the whole row of washing machines.
So that's funny that it cost you $40 to go to a laundromat. And of course this has been, 10, 15 years ago, but there was a place here in town that done a dry cleaning, and I used to take all my clothes to the dry cleaner, and it cost me $15 a week to take my clothes to the dry cleaner, and that's having my jeans pressed and everything.
Can't do that now. Of course, there's still, I know we have laundromats here that will wash and dry your clothes if you drop them off, but they like charge you by the pound. And I don't remember how much that was, but yeah. He said that's a month. $40 a month isn't bad.
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah.
I don't really think that that's that unreasonable. But when you have a large family and you have a lot of laundry, and then you just clothes, and then you throw blankets and linens and stuff on top of that, and then you really get up there. So hey, Carol.
Hey, Carol.
Listen to this. We're putting our dirty laundry out on the internet.
It is, well, it has warmed up the last couple of days, but it's starting to go back down again now. So I don't think it's supposed to get as bad as it was, but I think it's supposed to still be down pretty cold for the next week.
Yeah, it is. And we're supposed to have rain. I think we're supposed to have freezing rain Sunday into Monday. And I think we're supposed to get a quarter an inch to a half an inch of ice.
Really?
Yes.
I haven't heard that.
Yes.
I had like that big icicles come off my door earlier.
Yeah, and then after that it'll turn to rain.
Yeah.
And so I think Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday we have a chance of rain.
Well, I need to make sure the generator's running then, just in case.
Yeah. Poor dude said he usually just pays his sister to do his laundry.
So she was talking about being debt free, and I have no doubt that we would be, hating life. But I've been trying to get her to let me sell the tractor.
He has, and I really don't want to.
That'd be that much of a payment we wouldn't have.
Hey, Leonard
Mountain Homestead. How's it going?
We can sell the tractor after we build the house. There's no way we're gonna do that by hand.
I mean, if we make it that long with the tractor payment, then we might as well keep it. But I'm just saying, with the tractor payment, that would help us out tremendously if we got rid of it.
$17.50 just to wash a queen size quilt. Yeah, it can get expensive.
And then we can use that money for the old tractor.
Oh, and your sister lives next door. That makes it really easy.
Ryan Hall says that our state is getting at least 2 inches of rain over the next 5 days.
I didn't pay attention to how much rain we're supposed to get. I saw that ice, and that got my attention.
Dude, I absolutely agree. I know that we would regret it, but my thing is I could sell the tractor and probably make, a pretty good profit off of it right now. And when we got a little more financially stable, once we got to Arkansas, we could just go get another one. But
we'd probably buy a skid steer or something.
Yeah, I would imagine I would buy a skid steer instead of a tractor next time.
Because we can do most of what we need to with a skid steer as far as livestock and stuff goes. Yeah, y'all, please don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you for the reminder, Rochelle. I forgot what else I was going to say. Wiley's a wheelin' dealin' mofo, so he's always talking about, he's always selling things and getting new things and working his magic and whatever, but I really don't want him to sell the tractor. We've been paying on it for 3 years, so we've only got 2 years left on it, and it would be, I couldn't till without a tractor. However, our garden at our new place is probably going to be on the side of a hill, so it's going to be really hard to till with a tractor anyway.
It'd be more of a raised bed gardens probably over there anyway. So, and yes, I can get a 3-point backhoe attachment to go on the back of it. They're about $6,000 right now, and but yeah, you can. I see them all the time. I've been looking at some.
So the thing is that we have 0% financing on the tractor, but it is still almost a $400 a month payment, and that's huge when we're moving to Arkansas and we aren't going to have an income other than YouTube. We don't have any Social Security or disability or VA or nut checks or nothing. Like we don't get money from anywhere other than from when we work. But
around here, I've been here all my life. So if we need to make a $400 tractor payment, I just call a couple friends and I'm like, hey, y'all got any work for me to do? If we ain't busy, I just call a couple friends and I can usually find a little bit of work to get get me by and get the tractor payment made or whatever, that's the way we do it. And but moving over there, I want to say not knowing anybody. I know we know people over there, but not being from that area, it's going to be a lot tougher on us to be able to do stuff like that.
And to be honest, we're a little bit nervous about moving and knowing that we don't have an income. Right now, we consider ourselves self-employed, and we don't make much on YouTube at all. And so it's a little nerve-wracking to jump off that proverbial cliff, and take that leap of faith. I know that our YouTube channels are probably going to grow a lot once we move and we start putting out more regular videos about our journey and adventure and stuff like that. But it's the not knowing, it's the having to rely on our faith to know that if this is truly what God has for us, that He'll make sure that it works out. That's where the real struggle lies.
Dude, if I could do that, I would in a heartbeat. But you probably couldn't pay anybody to take any of these kids.
Yeah, no. They'd either bring them back or sue us for the hassle. So I'm just joking. I love our kids, and they can be great helpers. But I'm not gonna lie, they get on our nerves sometimes.
James, yes, sometimes. I've been working. It's trying to get her to get any videos edited. That's the problem.
Yeah. Hey. The thing is he says I don't edit videos, but I can't edit anything if he doesn't record it. The only one I don't have an excuse on is his truck video that I've been talking about for over a month, because I have all the footage for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I just put out our last video. It's open, or it's available right now to our members on Our Mountain Home. Thank you to our members. I see several of y'all in here, but it won't be available to the public until tomorrow at 3 p.m. But that is the last video of stuff that we have recorded on the bus as of yet, and we won't be doing any more work on the bus until it warms up outside.
Other than maybe trying to figure out how to get our buses home. But, so Emily's truck is not went any further. Of course, the weather has a big deal with that. Money, finances has a big deal with that. Yeah, priorities have a big deal with that because, we're trying to get the bus done. So I would imagine Emily's truck probably won't have a lot done with it until we get to Arkansas and get settled in over there. I do have, at the first part of the video, I don't know, anybody new that's come in here. My cousin over in Seminole has the wrecker service, and he got a 2019 Chevy 2500 crew cab that's been hitting the front end real bad. It's pretty bad. And I'm over there helping him work on it right now. I'm tearing it apart and going to rebuild it for him. And, of course, I'm getting paid for that. But he's got a 2003 Chevy Avalanche that is going to be a big hassle to get the title all straightened out on it. So he offered it to me super cheap. And I'm thinking that maybe it's something that I can just strip everything off of it and put Emmy's truck on it. So everything underneath is going to be Chevrolet if I do that. But, that's going to be part of the payment. Would be part of my payment for building this truck for him.
And that's Wiley's thing, is that, and his family knows it. So when his family and his friends call Wiley to do something, it's usually because they know they've got something that Wiley's going to want. And so they're like, hey, I got this really cool trailer. Could you do this for me and you can have it? Or, Wiley's a barter and mofo. And there's nothing wrong with that. Except, there's
times that we need cash.
Yeah, bartering doesn't pay the electric bill.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes, McEvan, he's got a 1996 Dodge D150 van. So it's got the couch that folds down into a bed in the back, and the 4 captain's chairs and all that stuff. It's actually over at my dad's place right now. I haven't even went and picked it up.
It's actually in really good condition.
It's a nice van.
The body's straight on it. Of course, it ain't pretty. Those vans weren't pretty when they were new, but Michael is a ultra minimalist. I mean, he's got his phone, his computer, by the way. It works now. Wiley's brother was able to get the hard drive, everything all downloaded on it, and so it works now. But he's got that, and he's got a few outfits and a blanket and a pillow, and that's about it as far as Michael and his belongings.
And so he's going to be happy with the van. We'll probably pull the back two captain's chairs out where he's got a little bit of a area there to, have a table or have his computer set up or whatever. But that's basically going to be his house and his car. So.
And he likes the idea because he's like, hey, then when I want to go somewhere, then all I have to do is I've already got everything I need. So he thinks that we are crazy it drives him nuts that our family has so much stuff in such a small space. Because in his bedroom, when you go to his bedroom, it's literally, there's a blanket, a pillow, and his computer. That is it. There's nothing else in there. Of course, he's in a loft. So it's not like he has room for a dresser and, furniture and stuff. But, except gas. He'll need gas. But.
So there actually is a problem with the van. And if any of you guys are Dodge guys, it's got the, I can't remember, 3.6 or whatever motor in it, V6 motor. And I'm not getting any fire. So we've replaced the coil, we've replaced the distributor, we've replaced the cam sensor, quite a few things we've replaced. And it's still not getting any fire. So I guess this is a very common issue with those vans. And it's really hard to track down the problem. I've done tons and tons of research. But for now, Mikey don't even have his license. So we're not worried about getting it running. But it's going to be a good vehicle for him to live in for a little while. And I know we can get it running eventually. So I'm not worried about it.
So, Anson burgers actually sound pretty good.
Yeah.
But we, when Michael was 13, 14, I kept telling him, I can't wait till you get your driver's license because I'm never going to have to go to the store again. And I'm like, you're going to be taking your brothers and sisters here and there. And, I basically told him he was going to be my chauffeur, my go-getter. And he was like, haha, joke's on you. And he just didn't want to get his driver's license. About 6 months ago, he started showing interest, and he's like, okay, fine. About the time he turned 18.
Your free Uber.
Yeah. And then we just haven't made time to go over to the tag agency and do it. It's, getting your driver's license for the first time, it's a time-consuming process. You got to go get in the system, and you got to bring all the right paperwork, and you got to wait in line for hours and hours and hours, and we haven't done it yet. But Wiley's got to renew his license this month, and so I figure he can take Michael.
Yeah, my license expires at the end of the month, so I've got to get over there anyway. So I think we're just going to make it a big deal with me and Mikey both going and getting everything done at the same time.
It took us forever to get my
Your ID?
My worker's permit.
No, it was your ID.
No, it was your ID.
Yeah. We had to go get Emily an ID so that she could work, and it pretty much took us all day to just go get an ID.
I mean, you had to drive all the way to Ada, right?
Right.
And
then
so
it's
60 miles to Ada.
And we got there at, it was before the sun came up.
I want to say 5 or 6.
It was like 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and they didn't open till 8. And then we had to wait out in the cold in line until they opened the doors. And then, there was probably 100 people in line. I think we were like 20th probably in line, and it still took us most of the day. And then because we had cash, they had to print off a thing, and then we had to take it to a different place somewhere else to pay for it, and then we had to go back to that place to file it, and then we had to wait for it to come in the mail.
Someone said he was waiting there, or had gotten there at like 4 o'clock, and the line had already had like 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
So Paul said, "Hi, Wiley, Jenn in trouble."
Why are you so mean to me?
So,
Paul?
for dude, no, I haven't checked this switch yet. So this was a van that was sold in the auction that we had over at the wrecker service last summer.
Tamara, I hope he starts feeling better.
And my dad had bought the van, And a couple of times I swung by and we put, like I said, we put a cam sensor in it, we put a coil on it, blah, blah, blah. And
Hey, Tony.
it's still at my
Hi,
dad's
Gene.
house, so I haven't had time to mess with it any. And like I said, with Mikey not having a license or anything, we're not really worried about it right now anyway. So once we get it and get it over here or get it to Arkansas or wherever it's going to be, we'll be able to look into it more. Hi, Tony.
Mess with it
Hi,
more.
Jenn.
But yeah, so I don't know what else to say about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you tried lifting up the gas cap and putting a Chevy under
That's
it?
that's probably what needs done. Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I was actually thinking the other day, heck, if I can't get it running, I might just put an LS motor in it.
Yeah. We can get those all day long for super cheap. Ha ha ha, that is hilarious. By the way, speaking of vehicles, that's a pretty fancy fix you did on Gladys's Jeep, Anson, with that window.
James said, or the radiator cap. Yeah, that's the way I've always heard it said, James. The radiator cap. Anson said you liked it.
I did, yeah. That's the way Wiley fixes things. Some double-sided tape and some leftover plastic.
Yeah. Every now and then I'll use a self-tapping screw.
I was laughing so hard. Literally, like, I almost had tears coming out of my eyes when you cut to the scene where Gladys is out there with the dogs and she's throwing the bedding around like it's confetti and she's like, yay! I was laughing so hard. That's totally something I would do.
So, I've actually thought about you a couple of times lately. Now I don't even remember what it was, but my cousin over at the Record Service has
Steve!
has had a couple of things that I was going to send to you, a couple of trucks he had for sale and stuff, and I actually, way things have been going, just forgot about it. But yeah, we can definitely hook you up.
Well, she was doing a great job pretending, because that's exactly how it came across to me.
Hi, Steve.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. I mean, it looked like she was having fun.
He's actually got a 2009 Ford F-150 over there right now that is a really nice truck, but we need it's got to have a transmission put in it. So that's going to be another job I'm going to be doing over there for him, is putting a transmission in it here pretty soon.
So Anson, I have
Hey.
when I was delivering mail, I had that same philosophy, because when it's cold, hey Danimals, when it's cold and wet outside, the only thing you have control over is your attitude. And so when I had first started delivering mail, I was in Ada and I did not have any rain gear or anything. They don't give you your uniform allowance until like you've hit a certain point. And you're not really allowed to wear anything else. And so I was out there freezing my tush off, and I was like stomping around, and I was just having a bad old day, and I was like, this totally sucks, and I just had a bad attitude. And then it just hit me. I was like, well, I'm already soaked. I might as well play in the puddles. You can't, once you're soaked to the bone, you can't get any more wet. And so then I just started having fun with it, and that's how I kind of looked at it from then on, because I figured no matter how much I complain or get upset about how bad the weather is and how I don't like it, it just makes me feel worse. So might as well just have a positive attitude with it and play around. And so then after that, like forever, I would always, after I got wet, I would intentionally walk to walk through puddles, and I'd be splashing my feet. And I used to tell people that I was gonna get like one of those rubber duck floaties that isn't like a closed in the back, you know, you can just like put it around you, and some arm floaties so that in case I floated away in the rain, you know. But I always thought it would be funny to deliver mail with one of those little duck floaties.
You're a child.
Wow, Dan, I didn't even know. I mean, well, I knew, but me and Jenn had a conversation earlier, and she was like, well, I don't, it's COVID's not even a thing right anymore, and it still is. It's not. I don't think it's really considered a pandemic anymore.
You
but
probably said that C word. Now you're gonna get in trouble.
Imagine.
So if you don't see us on YouTube anymore, it's because Wiley used that dirty C word.
Imagine looking out your window and watching your mail carrier jump around and pop in puddles like you're.
Oh yeah, people would slow down and they'd point and laugh at me as they drove by. I loved it.
Paul, she does now, but believe me, she did not when her and I first got together.
What? What did I do? What?
He said you got plenty of tush to keep you from freezing.
Oh yeah. No, I went through a really bad breakup before Wiley and I met, and I had lost a lot of weight, and I looked like I was on drugs because I was. It was so
bad.
I was so stressed out that I look back at pictures from that time, and I'm like, ugh. I didn't mind being skinny, but to the point where I looked like I was on crack, that was bad. And I seriously, I looked 10 years older during that period because of the stress. And Wiley's cousin made fun of me, the one that passed away from cancer. We had gone over to his house, and he had a whole bunch of peach trees popping up in his yard around his big peach tree. And I was there with the shovel trying to dig a hole. And I was only 145 pounds, and he was making a joke about me not even being heavy enough to sink a shovel. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So now I've gained 50 more pounds, and it's mostly here and around the middle. I still don't have a cushy tushy.
I agree, Anson. I totally agree.
Half the woman she is today.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he said no fun cuddling with a toothpick.
Yeah, right.
I agree.
Yeah, I was definitely toothpick status.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd gotten down to a size 3. I wasn't even that skinny as a teenager.
It's funny because normally throughout my life I would have never even been attracted to her. I don't know why.
It was my campfire cupcakes.
I don't know what that's all about, but she was so skinny. I just wouldn't have been attracted to her.
And the composting toilet.
Yeah, that's what got me. Yeah.
The fact that I wasn't scared to use a composting toilet. We had just started talking, and I was telling him that about what I was doing here and stuff, and I sent him a picture of the bathroom because I thought it was really cool that we took a cattle trough, and my dad helped me, we recessed it into the floor so you actually step down into it, and he had seen my Nature's Head composting toilet, and he was like, is that a composting toilet? And that's what, for real,
that fired our whole conversation. I mean, after that point we was pretty much on the phone 24/7, and yeah, I mean, that fired everything up. So,
Anson, the reason I called them campfire cupcakes is because when Wiley and I met, I didn't have a stove. I was cooking everything on either I had a 2-burner camp stove that I had in the house, and I kept it next to the window, so when I was using it, I just opened the window so all the gases could go out. And then I had a gas propane grill, and I would bake everything on that. I could bake pies, cakes, cupcakes, cookies, anything. I could bake bread, anything you wanted to bake, I could bake it on that grill. And so everything that I cooked kind of had a little bit of a smoky flavor to it because I never scrubbed the grill before I cooked cupcakes, and so it always had a little bit of that smoky flavor. And I hooked him.
Yep. But once I seen the composting toilet, and her and I, took off on our conversations, our our lifestyle, what we wanted in life and everything was exactly online with each other. And so, I mean, it came what it is today.
You and Ford dude have a lot in common.
Why? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I seen that comment, was going to say something about it, and you was talking and I forgot. But, yeah, Ford dude, I know exactly what you're talking about, because that's exactly where I came from, too.
Wiley and I both actually had just recently been single when we met.
I think I was about a year into mine.
Yeah.
Probably close to it.
I was like 4 or 5 months. I was just past the, like, I'm never ever gonna date anybody ever again mindset, and then I met Wiley. So his childhood best friend wife, or best friend's wife, and I worked together at the post office, and she was like, well, you're single and he's single, we should double date. And I was like, okay. And then, yeah, the rest is history.
And then we cheated on them because we wound up going on a date before we even went on our double date with them.
We did.
Yeah, and then
So it ended up not being a blind date because we liked each other enough to jump the gun. And yeah.
Yeah, and then you guys haven't hung out with them or even spoken to them since.
Yeah, pretty
and
much.
It's been like 3 or 4 years.
Kevin, I'm a minimalist too. I have 5 computers, 4 TVs, 2 closets full of clothes, a 16 Subaru Forester. I'm retired and I live alone.
Did you see what Danimal said? How does the composted toilet handle the squirts?
Just fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't let Wiley fool you. He's a horn dog. So it's definitely not a at least we can say we didn't meet on a dating app.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, more power to those people who do and it works out, but still, it's just, that seems like it's the thing these days.
Yeah, right, Anson, but the one that we have, you put it all in there first, and it's got a big handle on the side that you churn it with, and it works great.
Yeah. So when it comes to the, I saw a comment a minute ago from Danimals. He said that he lost his mom to the C word, I think, and so he's kind of nervous about it. Now, as far as I'm concerned, like, everybody is free to do whatever they want. I don't tell people that they can drink or not smoke or whatever. And that goes for your medical stuff too. It's your choice. You do whatever you want, but you ain't gonna pay me.
You do too. You tell me all the time I can't smoke in the house.
Right. Or in the car.
So you're lying.
Yeah. Well, I meant like at all. So, my thing is that I'm just really skeptical, and I'm quite the conspiracy theorist. So I just err on the side of caution, and I'm like, well, you know, if it's my time to go, I'm gonna go regardless of whether or not I got an experimental drug.
Totally agree.
So, and if it's not my time to go, then ain't nothing gonna take me out until the good Lord says so. So, I mean, Wiley has seen accidents where people should have died and didn't.
Right.
And that's truly a God thing. It wasn't their time to go. So, yeah, free will. But I don't judge people who did it. I don't judge people who wear masks. It's just not my thing. So I choose for me, you choose for you, and we can all be happy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny, ain't it, Tamara? It's just completely, I mean, there was doctors out there saying that, you know, we have not given out one, what was that? Tamiflu? We've not, given one Tamiflu out this whole season. And where did it go? I mean, it just don't make any sense. None of that makes any sense to me. And, Jen and I both, I'm pretty sure, had it right before the pandemic, really.
I'm sure. Okay, so when it first came to the United States, I think it was January of 2020, I was at a leadership convention or leadership academy in Baltimore, Maryland. And they ended up sending us home early because of reports that it was going through, or it was coming over here, you know. And I come home, and Wiley and I just started seeing each other at that point, and I was sick for like a week. It was awful, and he come over and cooked for me, and I was like, oh, he cooks and it tastes good and he does dishes. This guy's a keeper. And then ever since then, I found out all kinds of other things he can do, and it's just reinforced my original thought of he's a keeper. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway. Oh no, Danimal, it's fine.
You're absolutely right, Anson. I believe that 100%.
Well, as according to Neil's definition of conspiracy, I don't exactly fit into that, you know, but I often believe a lot more of what what's, I don't know how to say that. I don't want to get in trouble, but I don't believe anything that mainstream media has to say. I believe the exact opposite. If they're saying it, I'm like, that's 99% a lie.
You know, we got on the conversation about it earlier, and you know, I think a big problem with what's going on today in the United States is the media. They're not, you know, giving us news anymore. Most of the media outlets are giving us their opinion. They're not giving us news anymore.
I was reading some articles. I don't want to go too far into it, but you know, the border crisis in Texas and the fact that the Texas National Guard has stepped in and taken control over the border. Now, I was reading some articles on it, and you could tell which way they were trying to convince you to think. And everything that they were saying was very negative and very left-leaning and very opinionated. It wasn't... When did reporting stop at, you know, used to, if there was a fire, they would tell you, this fire happened, this is where it happened, and this is what we think caused it. Now, it's all political, and they have to share their opinion. You know, it's not the news anymore. Now it's just talking points.
Wow, McKevin. I'd really like to sit down and talk to you sometime.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we would, you'd probably never get me to shut up. I'd be going down every rabbit hole that you threw at me, McKevin.
For dude, that was, you know, hot toddies is what we done. Was, you know, lemon juice, honey, and, you know, usually some kind of bourbon, because that was around the house all the time. But, you know, that's usually what we had.
Poor dude said, but dang, I felt great for a week.
Why has it got to be left-leaning and not just opinionated?
Why can't it just be straight truth? I mean, why can't it just be straight news and leave personal opinions out of it? Like, present the facts and allow people to make their own, use their own judgment.
Tell us what's happening, and, you know, let us know that this is happening.
But don't tell me how to think.
Yeah, don't tell me what your opinion, you know, don't try to steer me one way or the other whenever it comes to that.
I think that when a reporter reports on an issue, their opinion should be left out of it. When you are reading this article, you should not be able to tell which side they're on. You know, you should just get the facts. I don't know. I think that reporting is dead these days, and now it's all just about who wants to push what agenda. Yeah, Tamara, facts matter. They do.
Yeah.
Even if we don't like the facts, they're facts. You can't. I mean, you can get mad about it, but that ain't gonna do anything. I mean, you can. I don't know. So.
Dan, I've got a funny story about a hot toddy. So my youngest son, Dayton, you guys have seen him around here before if you've been on here. He was about, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 years old, and we was sitting at the dinner table coloring eggs for Easter. And he was sick, you know, running nose and, you know, whining, you know, because he was sick. He had the flu or whatever. And so I was like, well, I'll make him a hot toddy. And because he was so young, I just put, I mean, I don't even know, it was, the lid of the container was just, had enough in it to be wet, to have some in it. And, you know, we done the lemon juice and the honey and all that stuff, and I poured that in there, and I gave him a little shot glass with it in it, and had him drink it. And so we thought he was joking, but he was sitting at the table coloring eggs, and he took that little shot of hot toddy, and we was coloring eggs, and he was sitting there messing with his egg, and then just all of a sudden went limp and just fell into the floor. And I mean, we thought it was a joke. We thought he was playing. It knocked him out like that. I mean, you know, I was like,
what do you do? Just sleep it off?
I was like, oh, Dayton, you know, quit. And reached down and hit him, and, you know, I mean, he was limp. He was out.
Oh, dang.
And just a couple seconds later, you know, he wakes up and sits back up on the bench and finishes coloring his egg.
Dang. Anson said you can view 100 different news stations over every state, and they're all saying the exact same thing. Yeah, almost word for word. Like, you can cut and paste from here to here, and then every single reporter is going to finish each other's sentences. It's not the way it should be. So used to it, there was the news, and then there were op-eds, which was your opinionated pieces. But now it's all opinion and no news. Yep. I don't know. And then the things that really matter don't get out there. And then they just put out stuff about Taylor Swift dating this guy. I mean, this is her 100th boyfriend or whatever, and is a distraction. I mean, call me conspiracy theorist. I wear the badge proudly.
How did we get off all of this?
I don't know.
I think it's Anson's fault.
It's Hunter's fault.
Because news is all BS. They add all the drama for viewership and ratings. They could care less about the truth of the American people. Right, or the American people. So that's another thing, is even on YouTube. And so I know a lot of people get upset when thumbnails and titles are, what do they call it? Clickbait. You know, people get upset at clickbait. And I can understand why. Because you see a thumbnail and you're like, oh, that sounds interesting, I would watch that. And then the video is absolutely not related to it. That is frustrating as the viewer. However, creators are incentivized to do that because you have to have a catchy thumbnail and you have to have a catchy title in order for YouTube to push it out. And so we try really hard to make our thumbnails catchy, but still on point. Like, we don't want to do clickbaity, but it's bad because that's what's being incentivized and pushed.
You're absolutely right. I should have blamed it on Paul, but I know everything gets blamed on Paul, so I decided to give somebody else the blame this time.
Oh, it jumped.
Whoop, yep.
Sorry if I missed anything, guys. It jumped. So, Tamara, you're right. I actually, in the kitchen, I have a jar full of apple cider vinegar. So for every tablespoon of honey, I know this sounds like a lot, but every tablespoon of honey, there's a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. And you just put a tablespoon of that in an 8-ounce cup of water, and you drink that, and it's supposed to help with weight loss. It's supposed to help with anytime I'm around somebody who's been sick, or I feel something coming on, I drink that a few times a day, and it knocks it out.
Yep.
But I also use the apple cider vinegar with the mother in it still. I think that makes a difference. Yeah, we don't watch the news either. I mean, I like scroll through articles, and I might read some or whatever, but I try really hard to even read and pay attention to things, points of view that I don't agree with, because I feel like it's important to understand the overall situation. You need to understand where everybody's coming from, not just your own personal beliefs. And that's, I try to form my own opinion, but I try to make sure I have the facts from both sides.
James says he wishes he could get his pint jars of honey open.
Yeah.
Do I need to come down there and open your jars for you, James?
Paul said, I ain't been responsible for any of your issues since you colonials rebelled, Sasquatch. Them's fighting words. I bet Taylor Swift whistles when she walks, if you know what I mean. She reminds me of a... That's pretty much right. And then she like, I don't know.
See what Anson said. I believe that, Anson. I really do.
Yeah, it is because you I think that you hurt your regular viewers. So yes, if you have a clickbaity title, you might get a lot of clicks, but not a lot of people are going to subscribe, and not a lot of people are going to watch if it's not related to what they thought it was related to. And you're going to alienate your core audience.
I know whenever I click on a video, and you know, I don't even know how to explain it, but if I click on a video and what it says in the title don't actually happen, or you know, I mean, it's a clickbaity title, obviously, I won't ever go back to that channel. It's something, I don't know.
Oh, James can't open it because he had shoulder surgery. Yeah. I forgot he had said that. Anson, who do you watch? I know that I learned a lot from Daryl Eves. He has like a 30-day creator challenge that really, really interested me.
Yep.
And we have implemented a lot of those things, but I think that it'll be a lot better once we move and we have more stuff to talk about. Because right now, I mean, we got a lot going on, but I don't think it's
Go
good
Ridge
to
Life.
share.
Did Tim come in here or something?
I don't know. But hashtag Go Ridge Life. I don't know if y'all saw our video on our mountain home. We did a Ridge Life challenge, and we got in a modern day porta potty, and then we used some old fence panels and a pallet and a piece of scrap metal that we had laying around, and we built like an old fashioned looking outhouse, and we time traveled in that video. That was so much fun.
I think that was a really awesome video.
So
Yeah, it was really fun.
It took us so long to film because we couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
And we went over to our friend's house, and he's got like the whole Civil War getup, and he's got the cannon and stuff. So he pushed the cannon out in the field and dressed up, and it was hot outside. And I even I fell out of the old-fashioned outhouse, and my teeth were blacked out. It was so much fun.
And so we went back in time and visited the Civil War and had a Civil War soldier say, "Go Ridge Life."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Using vidIQ app and running through all the lesson plans. Ah.
Huh.
I live in New Hampshire, and the local news is all political ads. Yeah. Man, I hated when I worked at the post office, because the closer you get to an election, the more and more political mail you have, and people don't look at that stuff anyway. They just throw it away. So it's really a waste of campaign dollars. At least it's not a waste of tax dollars, but it's a waste of campaign dollars to...
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's all smear. Like, nobody ever has anything good to say about each other. Or they can't just, like, focus on their accomplishments. They have to tear down their opponent to make themselves look better.
Paul, it's funny you say that, because, you know, of course, I have the sawmill. And with our composting toilet, a couple of years ago, whenever I first got the sawmill, I was doing a bunch of cedar stuff on the sawmill. So we would just take all the cedar dust off the sawmill and put it in a bucket, and we would use it. We had a 55-gallon drum full of it, and we would use it in our composting toilet. And believe it or not, that's the best thing we ever done. I love that stuff.
Yeah, aside from the cocoa core, I mean, we tried the cocoa core, which is what people usually use. We also did, like, wood chips, like bedding, like fine bedding that you would get for animals. But yeah, the sawdust definitely worked best.
Yep.
And it was the most economical because it didn't cost us anything. It was a byproduct of what we were already doing.
Right. And Katie, I totally agree. Absolutely agree. But, there's some people that's just not the greatest actors, i.e. me. So when Jenn tells me to have a surprised look on my face, I mean, that's all I know to do. Is make it, with my mouth open or whatever. And
so lately, since I've gotten better at it, I've started, as I'm editing, I'll take screenshots from the actual video. And that's what I use a lot on our thumbnails. And so if my mouth is open on a thumbnail, it's because in that screenshot I was in the middle of talking.
She can't shut up.
Yeah.
So it's her mouth's always open.
Just like Lily's.
I haven't put out any videos yet because people don't need to see me packing and sorting out my stuff to move down there for 4 months. Yeah, I feel the same way. Although I did, the next video that'll come out on my channel is probably gonna be about freeze drying broccoli cheddar soup because that's what I got going on. And so the next couple of months, I'm gonna be working the crap out of our freeze dryer, getting all that meat out there that we have in our deep freezers and freeze drying it and packaging it up so that it lasts longer. Because we won't have electricity to run our 3 deep freezers when we get to Arkansas. So
CRC just went live, really?
Oh,
yeah. Huh.
yeah,
We ain't even been paying any attention to the time, guys.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Tamara. I mean, I know that, like I said, I'm not the best actor. So, what? I'm not acting on my videos.
And I'm like, smile. And he's like, I am smiling. And I'm like, no, you're not.
You just can't see it because of all the hair on my face.
Oh, it looks like we're supposed to be done because Lily's up there making noise. We've kept her quiet for an hour, which is a huge feat for Lily. But, by the way, go over to Country Road Cure, guys, and congratulate them because they just hit 50,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
That's a big milestone.
That's a big deal.
So, I mean, I don't know if we'll ever get there. I hope so, but we'll see. It's about dinner time here anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about time for me to get the whip out and get her cooking my dinner.
What are you talking about? You picked out the pork loin. You
Oh, dang it. I did, didn't I?
And it would be really good with some of those wonderful mashed potatoes that you make. I'll fry some cabbage to go with it, though.
Okay.
Yeah. Anywho, we love you guys. Don't forget that we come back live on Wednesdays on Our Mountain Home, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. And
bye, Larry.
Go check out our video at Our Mountain Home. We're installing the propane heaters in the school bus. That will come out to the public tomorrow at 3 p.m. on Our Mountain Home.
Yep.
And then I don't know what I'm going to do for a video because I need this guy to record some stuff. So
have a great weekend, everybody.
All right.
Bye.